Welcome to the Daily Environmental Show. This just in, our agricultural food scientists have discovered an efficient way of cultivating rice. According to them, the yield of rice production will be 50 to 100% higher compared to conventional rice production methods. Not only will this method improve rice production, but greatly reduce carbon and methane emissions by 3.1 gigatons in 30 years. You know what this means? Not only will we have better access to rice, but we'll have much cleaner air to breathe, leading to less congestion of our lungs with less toxic smog that we live with. No more coughing constantly, meaning you'll be less likely to spread germs to other people and get them sick. Cheaper access, cleaner environment, and healthier life. What's not to love about it? And before you ask, no, I'm not biased because I'm Japanese. A lot of my favorite foods fall towards Italian pastas. What do you think, Akshay?
Pasta? What pasta uses rice? And what unholy Dragon Ball Z food fusion is this? The Italians would be up in arms, and then probably switch sides halfway through. As for the rice stuff, that's pretty good news indeed. With rice being one of the staple grains, it means a world of difference that there's more of it available. And it plays nice and helps with social distancing and the spread of COVID-19. Speaking of things that are also unseen, but have been spreading for a lot longer than COVID-19, climate change. Our main story tonight is on the effect of climate change on food. And unfortunately, we have to start with some bad news. The U.S. Global Change Research Fourth National Climate Assessment reports project that warming temperatures, severe heat, drought, wildfire, and major storms will increasingly disrupt agricultural productivity, threatening not only farmers' livelihoods, but also food security, quality, and price stability. And these major storms, unlike the lamentful Reddit posts about the Cats movie, actually have a real effect. Although I'll argue that the psychological and emotional scarring left by that train wreck of a film is different sort of climate change. Anyway, this situation is made far more complex by the many public health systems that aren't necessarily prepared to handle the strong and long-term gradually increasing inpatient flow caused by climate change. We're burning the earth candle at both ends and flooding it, but we still have a chance. This is by no means a foregone conclusion. Scientists are testing novel methods to combat different areas of this crisis and have had some small successes. This recent COVID-19 pandemic shows that we do have the resources and tech to do so. We just need the motivation. I still maintain that my plan of making people watch Cats on repeat with Trump constantly asking about the plot is a good way to incentivize people. I think it's fair. I think it's fair. I honestly think it's fair. Anyway, I remain optimistic and hopeful about our inherent human capacity for good. I know that not everyone thinks that they can help or that they're able to, but the great thing about something that affects everyone is that everyone can affect it right back. There are numerous studies that show that we can reverse man-made climate change. There is still time. All hope is not lost. And hell, I mean, like, America could even lead the way and save everyone like it does in all other disaster movies. What's stopping it, really? And like watching the Cats movie, it won't be easy to get through. You'll have to make some hard sacrifices, and it'll fundamentally change who you are. Like, why do the cats have human hands? It's so weird and upsetting. Never mind. Anyway, on the upside, you'll come out of it appreciating life and desperately trying to protect it with your own hands, which is, a great attitude for climate change, I think.
Yeah, I have to agree. The Cats movie is bizarre to say the least, but let's focus on the subject at hand. Onto the topic of food production and more environmentally friendly methods for the planet and its people. Today's guests here will tell us more about how their farming methods make it more environmentally sustainable and friendly. Let's hear more from them to see what their methods are like and what makes them so different.
Yeah, let's. Our first guest tonight is here to talk to us about a novel farming method that improves soil health, crop yields, and increases food quality while benefiting the environment. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do?
Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Christine, and I utilize a new technique on my farm known as microbial farming.
Can you tell us a little bit more about microbial farming? Like, should I expect to see tiny little bacteria in their overalls and jeans and tractors? Well, like, what's going on here?
No, they don't do any manual labor per se, although that would be nice. Microbial farming is a technique based on knowledge of the soil's microbiome. By adding specific microbes that are beneficial for the soil, we allow more mutualistic interactions between the plants and the microorganisms. As a result, the plants are healthier and I don't have to add synthetic pesticides or fertilizers to keep them that way.
That sounds great. Since you're using more natural methods, that must mean they're a lot better for you, right? Can I get real swole by eating all of these improved crops?
It's truly a win-win for all of us. My crop yield has improved, the quality has gone up, and I don't have to worry about fertilizer runoff harming the environment. And yeah, maybe you can get swole if you buy my protein-rich legumes. You might have to go to the gym too.
That's pretty good. How easy is this to implement? Could I do it in my backyard or the potted plant on my windowsill, for example?
This technology is still being developed, as these discoveries are very new. Researchers are still figuring out which microbe strains are the most beneficial. Implementation on a large scale like my commercial farm can be tricky at first, since it is more of a gradual transition from synthetic to more natural methods. Hopefully, the resources to employ this technique will become widely available and accessible as we learn more about it. I'm sure one day you will be able to grow some killer potted plants with it. For now, though, there are plenty of things you can do to incorporate regenerative agriculture into your home, such as composting. It's a great way to reduce food waste while giving your plants some added nutrition.
That's it for our first guest tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you on the show, and for my potted plant's sake, let's hope I can get some of those microbes sooner than later. Now that we've cultivated that farming bug, let's splash on over to our next guest and see how their farm is going along swimmingly.
How does your farming methods help improve both food access and public health as a whole? How does it work in general?
Hi, I'm Dale. I'm an ocean farmer just off the coast of Taiwan. I farm oyster and seaweed. It might seem fishy, but it works extremely well. I can provide food to my local community while having extra to sell off to make a living.
I see. Interesting. But why oysters and seaweed in particular? Surely there are other sea creatures that you can farm, or other ways to clean up the ocean.
Oyster and seaweed grow symbiotically with each other, meaning they grow faster and better. Of course, I could have farmed any other fishes in the world, but that won't do the environment any good. Oyster takes up excess nitrogen from the water, whereas seaweed produces oxygen for Earth. There are many ways to save the ocean, but why not start with the ocean itself?
That sounds like a very good method to practice. However, how much oysters would you need to spread in the ocean in order to clean up the ocean itself? This may be an understatement, but the ocean is a rather large place.
The ocean is indeed huge. In order to make a truly significant impact on the environment, a lot of seaweed and oyster will be needed to save the Earth. However, starting from small farmers like me, I hope the whole fishing industry can move towards a more sustainable direction in the near future. Meanwhile, I guess I'll just do my part to help the Earth.
Fascinating. How innovative and delicious. Well now, we've certainly seen a lot of ecologically friendly methods from our two guests. With so many improvements to be seen, ranging from microbes to oysters, it seems like we're in for a good treat. Akshay, what are your thoughts about these methods to society as a whole?
It's a step we urgently needed to take in the right direction, and these two are pioneers leading the way. It'll definitely help stall the progress while we continue to implement similar techniques in other fields. I have no doubts that we can pull through this crisis together. The great thing about a lot of these new methods is that they're scalable and that they can be used anywhere. Soon, anyone should be able to do it, you and me included. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and stay safe. Now, I'm going to go ahead and ready my sword and go on a social distancing friendly crusade to rid the world of all copies of the Cats movie. I'll see you next time. Let me at those damn cats!